What's this week been like? Processing it and everything. Has it hit you yet?
Yeah, it's been hard to process. Well, like in the good sense. I mean, winning nationals has been everything to me, and it's something that I wanted to accomplish someday, maybe. But I was thinking maybe accomplishing it in my junior year, senior year. But like doing it in my sophomore year, it means a lot to me, and of course it means, yeah, it just means a lot, and I'm really really happy. Still trying to process.
What was the moment like for you when you won? What was that moment?
It was a mix of emotions. I was like really concentrated during the round, not trying to pay attention to anything that was not my game. But at the moment that I made that putt on 18, like a lot of emotions hit me at the same time. I was happy, but I wanted to cry from happiness. I just went and hugged Shana, and yeah, I just like let it all out. And yeah, it was amazing overall.
Who was the first call you made?
It was my dad and my mom. It was like 25 minutes after I finished, but I know they're always watching me and they're always there, looking when I play. So yeah, that was the first call that I made.
Those guys do celebrate.
Yeah, they were screaming all over the screen. They were like, "You won, you won!" I'm like, "Yes, I won." So yeah, it was great.
Did you ever think that, just being your second year playing collegiately, that this is something that you would be able to accomplish? Did you kind of feel it throughout the season that you were leading up to this point?
It kind of crosses your mind that you can get a national title, but it's just so hard to do because it's, well, 4 days, extreme heat, extreme conditions. So like you just gotta be sometimes realistic, and you're like, well, am I gonna be able to do that? But well, my golf was feeling really good before nationals, so I kind of knew that it was gonna be a good week. But well, never expected that it was gonna end that way.
And you're just the third Razorback to do it in program history, joining some pretty great golfers, Maria Fossey, Stacy Lewis. What does that mean to you to go down in history like that?
It means a lot to write my name along those two big names. Just making history for the university and making the Razorbacks proud is something that I always look forward to. I mean, yeah, the university has meant a lot to me, and Shauna and Mike have done a lot of things for me, and I've just grown so much as a person and as a golfer here, so it means a lot.
You say you found out on the sixth hole that you won, you got into the U.S. You kind
Yes.
of just filed that in the back of your head.
Yeah. So I found out they asked me about it on the sixth hole, and I found about it on 10. And yeah, it was like a little voice in the back of my mind saying, "Okay, you get to play in the Open, but don't stress. But you get to play in the Open." So yeah, just dealing with the nerves already, and that little voice in the back of my mind was definitely hard, especially coming down 15, 16, 17, and 18, which I think are the hardest holes on that course.
When you go and you've done any looking at the course yet?
I've looked at pictures of Erin Hills. It looks definitely, well, it's a USGA golf course. It's gonna be hard. Greens are gonna be rolling pretty fast. Roughs are gonna be high. So yeah, I just gotta prepare myself mentally for what the week's gonna be, because I know it's gonna be a challenge. But I'm gonna grow as a golfer, and I'm gonna learn a lot of that week. So.
I know Erin Hills is kind of new. Is it a course that you had on your mind that you wanted to play one day? I mean, what is your familiarity with the place?
Really, there's not a lot of knowledge about the course. I mean, this this U.S. Open thing was something unexpected to me, because a lot of people asked me if I signed up for a U.S. Open qualifier. I didn't sign up for a U.S. Open qualifier. It was not on the plans, but well, things changes in a day. And of course, after that, I've just been looking forward to go to Erin Hills, and it looks great.
Who would be your dream playing partner at the U.S. Open? Do you have a couple?
So I think it'd always be a dream to play with Nelly Corda. She's been a referent in women's golf lately, and I mean, she just steps in and basically wins everything. Of course, she has her bad days, but she's just a machine. Of course, always being with Gabby. She's been so nice to me and with all of this process. I've played with her in the LPGA Walmart here in September. And yeah, it would be a dream playing with Nelly, Gabby, and well, me.
What the final round at the NCAA tournament? I mean, I imagine the nerves are amped up a little bit then. What was it like dealing with that, and how were you able to kind of put those nerves down?
So I think after the third round, I didn't look at the leaderboard. I didn't know I was leading until Martina, or director of ops, told me, "Well, you're leading by one." And that's when kind of like the nerves kicked in, and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna try to breathe." But at the same time, I was not breathing. I was kind of stressed. I went to sleep with that in the back of my mind. And when I woke up on the final round, I knew it was gonna be a good day, and I had to stay calm. I had to breathe a lot. I think since the first shot, I was already kind of like pumped up. But yeah, just focusing on my game. Knowing that I had what it takes to win a golf tournament, because I've done it in the past and I know what it feels like. Of course, this is a little different, but yeah, just trying to like channel those emotions of past experiences into the final round.
You mentioned, not necessarily thinking about U.S. Open qualifying and stuff like that, but now to be qualified for that tournament, just what has that been like to prepare for such a high stage?
It's been it's kind of been like it's been a crazy thing, because right after nationals, they told me that I had to decide my spot in the tournament. And yeah, after US Open, I have another tournament in South Carolina, the Arnold Palmer Cup. So I didn't know what to do with that. But after talking with my dad, after talking with my coaches, they told me that it was like a once in a lifetime experience that I was gonna get. So of course I had to play in it. Definitely the mental preparation for that week started since I finished nationals. Just kind of processing that I'm gonna play in a big stage and I'm gonna play with the best players in the world. It's it's been it's been a ride.
Maria, do you have a sense back home in Colombia how big of a deal this is, or when you go home, will there be some type of celebration?
I think there's definitely gonna be a celebration with my family. They wanted to be at nationals so bad they couldn't come, but we're going to definitely celebrate big time when I get there. And I think there's a lot of people that I want to see, and they want to see me, and of course I'm gonna celebrate with them also. The support back home is just
Maria,
overwhelming in the good sense.
when you had that day at Augusta National this year, you were there the whole day, and I know you worked with a new coach. You still have that new coach, new teacher?
Well, it's not a new coach. I've been working with Jorge since I was 10 years old. He's just never been to one of my tournaments, so yeah, I've been working with him for a pretty long time, and he knows me along with my dad. That's been my coach for since I started golf.
Just to have one of your athletes accomplish what Maria's accomplished, winning a national title, playing now in the U.S. Open. Just what is that like for you as a coach to see her succeed on that stage?
Well, I've been fortunate to have three of them, and to be able to watch her and walk a lot with her this past week and see her accomplish one of her dreams is truly an honor and a privilege as a coach. That's what you get up for every day, is the opportunity to have one of your players do that, as well as our team. And I'm just really proud of her. I know this coming week will be a good test for her. Their goal is to play the tour, and I think there's no better way to do that than to test it against the best players in the world.
When did you figure out that she was probably going to go ahead and take the title?
You know, first of all, I wanted to make sure our team made the 8. That was my number one goal. And when we got to about 13, I knew she had about a 2 to 3 shot lead, and I knew our team was pretty safe once we got him through 15. So once she was coming to 15, I just dropped back, and I made sure Mike made sure we finished the rest of the holes strong, because I knew she could win the title, and I wanted to make sure that she made good decisions and tried to make her laugh a little bit and keep her mind off of the end goal.
What kind of goes into keeping an athlete calm in those high pressure situations? How do you kind of try to do that as a coach?
She's such a cool kid. She giggles a lot. I tell bad dad jokes sometimes, and anything like that I can get her to loosen up with. We have a couple inside jokes on our team that we'll talk about and say, but more importantly, it's about making sure she hits the right shot in the right moment on that golf course. And like she mentioned, the last 4 holes are hard and it takes a lot of attention. And I just wanted to make sure that I could help her make the best decision on those last few holes.
Do you have a specific dad joke that you told her?
No, they're very bad sometimes. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it's just funny stuff like what is a sad strawberry? It's a blueberry. Something like that. Just something to make it light and give her some snacks and talk about her family is usually a good place to go.
Adding her name to 2 other former NCAA champions who are Razorbacks alum now, what does that just mean for the program that you're able to have all this talent and be able to win now at the highest level?
As the coach here, I just want people to be proud of our team. We have amazing women that come from all over the world that want to make their mark and leave their legacy on our program. And I love when our program gets the opportunity to shine, like with a Maria and our team making it to the Elite 8 this year. It's really why I do this job, and it's really fun to see their hard work from August to May come to fruition and give them an opportunity to do something really special.
I was going to ask about that. Going to the Elite 8, losing Northwestern, who ultimately won the whole thing. When you look back on the season, what are you going to be most proud of?
Honestly, I've been doing this 23 years now, and this may be one of my favorite teams I've ever had, just because they had so much fun. They were very engaging. They weren't the team that was on their phone, not wanting to have conversations at dinner. They were a joy to coach, and I think that's probably, despite we did win a lot. We had a lot of individual successes, but just the locker room was really special, and you don't get that all the time. And I really will relish in this team a lot.
Sorry, continue. Go ahead.
How impressive is it to see Maria accomplish all that she did this year just as a sophomore?
It's impressive, but I'm not surprised. She came in a very decorated player. It's been really cool to see her mature over the last 2 years. I mean, she's still got some growing to do, but she's learning to play the game at a really high level. She's very detailed and has a lot of depth to her game, so it's not surprising, but very proud of her. She loves to compete, and she loves the bright lights when it matters most. I wasn't afraid to see her lay up on 18 and hit a wedge shot in there and make that putt. Sometimes I'm like, I'm a little scared with those shots, but with her, it's like, hit it right here, and she does it. So she's a really cool kid to coach.
And then just coaching her in those last 4 holes, like you mentioned, to see her through and win the title. Just how nervous are you in those situations for her? Just what is that like in your shoes?
Probably not as nervous as I normally would be. She's such an elite player. She has one of the tightest ball dispersion patterns of anybody I've ever coached. So if you tell her what to do, she can do it really well. And as a coach, it's like, hey, here's the number, we need to hit it this far, and she does it. And that's really fun as a coach to know that you can just tell her and she's going to execute under a lot of pressure.
What are you excited about for the future of Maria, being that she's only a sophomore?
Yeah, I think our future is really bright the next 2 years, especially with her on it. It enhances recruiting tremendously, the exposure that we get. So, we just want to build on the momentum of our success this year and hope that it propels us through the portal and through summer recruiting and all the madness that comes with it. But I'm excited about what we have in the next few years.
Did you say on the last hole she asked you about the team situation too? I mean, she was concerned.
Oh yeah, she definitely. She goes, "Are we good?" She knew when I dropped back that I was probably we either weren't going to make it or we were. And I said, "No, we're good. Let's focus on you getting this job done." So she's very much a team player and obviously a very important part of our team success.
Is her consistency different at this age? In other words, is she further along than some of the grades because of that ball dispersion and everything she does?
Yeah, she definitely has a level of play that's pretty elite. And I think that's why you see a lot of consistency. I mean, she's been a top college player the last 2 years as a freshman and a sophomore, and in the conversation of, player of the year and Annika Award winner the last 2 seasons. So I think that says a lot about her consistency. And that just comes from, she's a hard worker, she hits it great, she has an elite mind, and I think that's an amazing recipe for success.
How quickly when she got on campus did you realize, hey, she has the potential to be someone pretty special?
We always say, are you a robot? Blink, please, so we can know that you're real. But she's got that, has an intensity. And then you look at her golf clubs. I mean, it's like a nickel-sized, beautiful, pure spot in the middle of her iron set. I don't know that I've ever seen. So when you just see that alone, it's going to be pretty good.